could barely chew. I had to be eating a lot of soft food. My gums kept swelling as well, also through the interim of it all. Getting quite pretty painful, and I said, I can't do this anymore. It came to the stage I was even so afraid to even brush my teeth, harsh brushing with it, because I thought, well, probably if I'm going to put too much pressure on it, probably going to just fall out one by one. Be very gentle how I'm doing it. I thought, oh no, why? It's on a daily. I didn't want to go too many places. If there's a crowd of people, a crowd of family, a crowd of friends, I wouldn't really want to go. My sister was saying, oh, just come. I said, no, I don't feel comfortable, because they're going to ask a lot of questions. They're going to want to sit and talk, and they know I love to talk. So I was like, why has she gone so quiet all of a sudden? That's not like me, because of what I was going through. All of my photos back then, my dear, I was not smiling at all. And I always made sure I was in the back. Now, I'm in the front of it. I've regained my confidence. Even at work, my boss is saying, so do you ever keep quiet? I said, nope. It's my time to shine now, my dear, and I'm going to shine. If I can do it, then so can you, because I'm terrified. They played Bob Marley. That alone was relaxing. I had first class service, my dear. All my family said, wow. I said, yeah.
Pauline, take us back to the very beginning. When did your dental problems first start, and what was happening in your life at that time?
Well, after numerous visits back and forth to my dentist, I noticed after a while that everything started to get gapping, and also my teeth were beginning to loosen, get weaker. So I think it's also an age thing as well. But then my dentist said, okay, maybe we need to start looking at removing. So after a while, I said, well, I don't want to be removing just one or two. It's just get them all out. And he looked at me like, you want to take them all out? I said, well, there's only 16 left in there, so what's the point in holding on to that lot? So just get it all out. So what happened after that then, my dentist referred me to UCL to have the scans and have x-rays taken and to, that proper consultation. The guy that done it, he's looked at it and we've done scans and x-rays, and they said, yeah, okay, we'll let you know the full procedure, what's going to happen after. So 2 weeks after that, then I received a letter saying that, okay, I'm going to have to go to the hospital to have full narcosa, have the 60 remaining teeth. Got in a bit of a panic, but I thought, well, I'm going to have the full narcosa. I'm going to be knocked out anyway, so I'm not exactly going to feel anything until I do recover. If I recover, Lord behold, let me recover. So that's what happened. We did have that done.
How did your teeth gradually change over the years? Was it sudden, or is it something that slowly got worse?
It slowly got worse. I could barely chew on it. I had to be eating a lot of soft food, soft diet and everything. My gums kept swelling as well, also through the interim of it all. Getting quite pretty painful and very sore. And the dentist said, I can't do this anymore. And something needs to be done. Something needs to give. I had to just get it all taken out. It was a nightmare. And I tried all sorts, with different mouthwash, different toothpastes and sensitive toothpaste. They didn't help either. It was everything just rocking. I was getting embarrassed, to be honest with you, because it was also getting coloured, discoloration and everything. So I wasn't really smiling too much, although I do love to smile, but that wasn't happening because it didn't just look good, And that's why I said, no, something has to go. Something's got to give. And then I decided to do it. And on that day when I done it, that was the best thing, when I woke up after narcosis, I said to the nurse who came and checked that everything's okay, because remember, they don't let you out until your organs, everything is back up and running. So then I said to her, could I have a mirror, please? To have a look at how it looks. She goes, no, you don't want to see how it looks yet, but it's fine, you're healing nicely. Then my sister came to collect me, because they won't let you out unless someone comes to collect you. Was wearing the face mask for a while because everything was still open and sore. And then I tried to wear then the dentures. That was absolute nightmare. That was not going to work. I tried it, and then the longest I could do it for was an hour, and even that was torture because I couldn't even talk with it, because I found that the arch part just was going like way too back in the back of my throat, The actual fitting of it didn't work for me. So that's when I decided, you know what, you're gonna have to buckle up the courage and do this properly. After long resourcing and searching different platforms of what, I said, you know what, I'm just gonna have to go for the implant. I've got no choice, I have to do it, it's gonna be done. We came across this company called Truly Dentals in 9 Elms. I thought, yeah, and I read up on it. I said, yeah, I'm gonna go and have this done here. So I decided on the appointment, came in now for the consultation, was greeted with lovely staff, front house staff and everything. Consultation went well as well. And on the same day, I met with Dr. Ross and Mariam. And they came down, took me into the room to have a consultation and show me what the setup, what the plan would be and how many implants we could do for the size of my mouth. Remember, these guys are working just with a bare mouth with no teeth in it. They didn't really know how my teeth structure was at the beginning anyway. So to actually get the fitting in the proper way, of course, had to be coming back to be doing different settings and all sorts. And then in the end, they were saying probably go for like 3 implants. Me greedy as I am, I said, oh no, I want more. Not knowing what I'm up against, the kind of pain it would have been, but I thought, go ahead with it. So then that got done. So the first stage now was getting the implants put in. Oh my God, that was like, oh. They made me comfortable and everything, told me to sit still for a while, then they left me alone for a bit, so for everything to sort of catch myself again. Then I had to come back again to do another fitting, because that first fitting, they didn't think it was right, it was fine by me, but they know, they're the genius, they know what they're doing. So I came back and then I done another fitting. And then on October now, I was called back in to have the permanent ones done. That's when I realized, yeah, this is it now. You actually can get your smile back. I was getting my ice creams, and then I was getting my Bob Marley music playing in the background to soothe me and everything. So on the last day now, actually getting the permanent implants put in, then Dr. Ross is saying to me, I have a confession to make. So I'm saying, what have you done now? And then he says, do you recall the day you came into UCL to have the actual consultation done? And I'm looking at him, I goes, yeah. He goes, that was me. I said, no way. He said, that was truly me. That was me. I said, so why are you here now? He said, no, I want you to do the full hands-on, not just a consultation. I thought, you see, my mum, that's why I had to come and have this done here. Just what it had to be. And now I've truly got my smile back. I mean, I can chew, I can eat my nuts. I'm in awe with it. It's just amazing. I mean, there's no way I could have done it anywhere else. Had to be done here. And in the hands of these guys, yeah, absolutely spot on. First class service. And here I am to live the tale today. And I must say, I'm truly impressed. So thank you guys. All I can say is thank you guys for anything. And it's not about coming and doing this and saying all this, because I'm just saying it, I'm just getting it out there. They know what they're doing. They're on point. And this aftercare service on top. What are the odds on that? To know he was the actual one. I mean, I couldn't believe it when he told me. I said, no. And then when I went back home, and I checked my paperwork, I said, I told my twin sister, she goes, you see, you was meant to have that done there. That's why, because I was going to go to Turkey, and my sister said, no way, no, I couldn't, why? No, because basically speaking, my back was up against the wall. I had no choice. I was not prepared to go into 2026 with this same nonsense. I wasn't prepared to do that. I thought, no, this isn't the final straw, Paul. You're going to have to buckle up the courage and just go and get on with it. You know what I'm saying? You're going to probably have a few, maybe a week or 2 weeks of pain and whatever, but you'll get over it. Stop being such a baby. You know what I'm saying? But these guys, I mean, patience pure, I tell you. Nah, I can't thank these guys enough. I really can't. Even on the last day getting the final ones put in, I got tearful. I thought, my God, this actually happened. I've actually done it. And I got tearful with the both of them, with Mariam and Dr. Ross. I thought, wow, you guys are amazing. You just don't know what you've done here. You know what I'm saying? I said, nah, congrats to you guys. They've really made me turn my life around now. And the more I think about the journey I had throughout, the more I get very tearful and emotional about it, because that was a tough road to challenge. And unless you've got a team of people on board that's standing by you and say you've got this, and they know when it's too much, when it's too overwhelming, you get very tearful and in pain, then they will back off and, you know, let you rest a bit and then reassure you you're in good hands. But we fully understand it's normal. It's not an easy road to take. It's a journey. And this journey, I could not have done it without the support of these guys. And I'm still going this journey with them. My smile is back. My smile is truly back, and I've got these guys to thank for it. And that's all I got to say. So see, there we go.
Before treatment, what did a normal day look like for you when it came to eating, speaking, or smiling?
Disaster, absolute disaster. I mean, anything I had to put down had to be more soft food. A lot of things I was not able to eat. So I had to refrain lots of things like pastas and mashed potatoes and things that I don't really want to have on a daily basis. I want to have things like my chickens and my ribs and things like that, you know, and you can actually suck on a bone and chew it to pieces. That wasn't happening with those teeth because it was rocking even more. It came to the stage I was even so afraid to even brush my teeth that properly. Harsh brushing with it, because I thought, well, probably if I'm going to put too much pressure on it, probably going to just fall out one by one. So I thought, you know what, I have to go with use soft toothbrushes and then be very gentle how I'm doing it. I thought, oh no, why? This on a daily? And it was getting very upsetting as well. I was thinking, so okay, how am I going to do this? What am I going to do? I mean, because they're eventually going to have to all come out. There's no way there's any to save, because even my dentist said, well, there's not much saving there, you know what I'm saying? So I had to make that decision to just get all 16 out. When I thought, well, wow. And then when I tried with the dentures, I thought, well, you can't wear the dentures, so now what? I can't walk around with a mask for the rest of my life now, can I? I mean, you know, I mean, I'm a person, I like to talk and smile and laugh, so I need to have some teeth in my mouth. You understand me? Yeah, so it just had to be, it was a journey that I knew I would eventually have to take. And I'm just glad I'd done it last year and got it behind me, so I didn't have to drag everything into a 26.
And say, as a very social person, did you find yourself excluding yourself from certain situations? Did you uninvite yourself because you didn't feel like you could be your full self?
Absolutely. If I used to go out with my family and friends and things, I wouldn't really talk or smile too wide. If I'm laughing, I would put my hands over my mouth like this, and that's what makes it more noticeable, isn't it? If you're around a group of people and, you know, they're asking questions, you're laughing, you're talking, and I'm always doing things like this and trying to cover it up and so on. And I thought, nah, come on, you can't be going on like that. And they knew what was going on. They were aware. They said, well, what's your next step then? What is it you want to do then? Because, I mean, you see you're uncomfortable with it. This is a route you're going to have to take and decide, make a decision and decide what you're going to have to do. I mean, how long are you going to go on with it like that, you know? And as I said, it was daily a torture. When you're speaking with someone, your eyes automatically go to that person's mouth, isn't it not? That's where just where your eyes automatically go. So if you imagine me with my discoloration of the teeth, the looseness of the teeth as well, I mean the gaps as well, I mean that's why I was always constantly covering up my mouth, you know, and then me doing that, of course they're gonna more look like, okay, why is she covering up her mouth for? I'm already pointing out to them where to look at me. Yeah. You know, so I couldn't really hide it that much. The only way to hide that was just get the job done.
If you had to pinpoint the strongest emotion that led you to changing your teeth, was it embarrassment, pain, a combination of the two?
It was more the embarrassment. Because the pain, you could just take a painkiller for that. Okay, it'll eventually come back. But for me, it was the embarrassment more. I like to communicate, and if I can't get to do that, and then with the smiling part, I'm gonna always be covering up, then that's the part that's like, I didn't want to go too many places. If there's a crowd of people, a crowd of family, a crowd of friends, I wouldn't really want to go. My sister was saying, oh, just come. I said, nah, I don't feel comfortable going, because they're going to ask a lot of questions. They're going to want to sit and talk, and they know I love to talk. So I was like, why has she gone so quiet all of a sudden? That's not like me. Because of what I was going through. Emotionally deep down, I thought I just wasn't comfortable being around people, because when you are talking, that's the first place you are looking. You're looking at someone's lips and their movement of their mouth. That's how you do, and that's how you learn the pronunciation of wording and things like that. From a young child, that's how it was. A young child will look at your mouth when you're talking, because this is how they sponge and how they learn to talk. So me and when my figures and my numbers, my dear, and at my age, going through my teeth half coming out and then the gaps and all sorts, then that alone was said, oh, let's put a bib on it.
And say during that time, were you, say, reluctant to be in photos, or were you still unwillingly in the background or foreground of photos?
All of my photos back then, my dear, I was not smiling at all. I was always having a straight face, and I always made sure I was in the back. And I always made sure they could focus on someone else with this photo taking. Now I'm in the front of it. Pushing my twin out the way and saying, okay, you get behind me. She goes, okay, just you got your chops in your mouth, you know. I've regained my confidence. I'm more out there now, I'm more talkative now. Even at work, my boss is saying, so do you ever keep quiet? I said, nope. It's my time to shine now, my dear, and I'm going to shine. You know what I'm saying? So now, of course, because now I've got that confidence back now to actually express myself more now.
Did that reluctance to smile or maybe communicate as you wanted to affect your ability to be seen by your colleagues or management or whatever it is?
I do customer service, so I always have to be face to face with people. So that was like a downfall for me, because a lot of things I couldn't really express myself. Like if I was asked certain questions, I couldn't really get to answer how I feel I should have answered it. So I used to make it just very blunt and just straight. Just get to the point, not elaborating on what they're saying to get it more out there. I wasn't doing any of that, whereas now I can. And there's no stopping me now. No way.
Why did you choose Truly Dental for your treatment?
Well, I choose Truly Dental for my treatment because when I done a lot of research in other places, and there was something that I read in their website that had stated, we will be there with you every step of the way. If someone's going through something, you need to, it's not just in word, and I think even when you come in, you enter a place. If I don't get that awe and that feeling when I enter somewhere, a building, I mean, because as soon as I entered this building, after I got in there, as soon as I entered this building, I was greeted by the receptionist, and that smile alone. Then I had the consultation with Sean, they just made me feel so comfortable, although I hadn't even met Dr. Ross and Mariam yet. This was just like just downstairs, the meet and the greet part, the actual first step. You come in and you're entering somewhere nervous because you're up against a whole lot, so you don't really know what you're doing. You don't really know what your actual plans are. I just knew I had to get something done. There was no way I could have done the dentures. So after all of that, the whole atmosphere of it all just made me think, you know what, I feel like I'm in really good hands here. There's something about this that just makes you feel more relaxed about doing it. It's the way they deal with you throughout the whole process of it. It's not just jamming it in your mouth. You're going through pain, you're already screaming because you're in pain already, having that put in. But these guys, they're so gentle, they're patient with you because they know what you're going through. I mean, I'm in half tears on that chair when they're trying to drill it in, and they kept stopping just to make me calm back down again. And I'm not an easy patient to be dealing with because I'm a nervous wreck. So, I mean, for them to have done that in stages, the whole procedure would take longer because they have to keep stopping because I was going into one. I'm sure probably another place would have said, yeah, no, you'll be fine, just get it done, just get it. Once we get it in, it's the last one, but these guys didn't do that. They kept backing off and saying, okay, how do you feel now? You good now? Things like that. And that made me reassure me, you're in good hands here.
As a nervous patient, what was your expectation of the treatment, and was it completely different to what you expected?
Oh, absolutely. Well, my expectation was they would say, oh, no, we can't be dealing with you. You're too much. You're making us... I thought they would have given up for me after the first step. I mean, because I was just going into one, but they were just so calm and collective and cool with it. The whole procedure from beginning to the ending of it, I mean, it was just like on point.
And what would you say has genuinely changed in your life since you've gotten the implants?
I'm more comfortable now with myself. I'm more outgoing now. I can have proper conversations with people instead of whining. Even if they look in my mouth and say, yeah, you can look. You're allowed to look now. I'm going to give you the biggest smile I can give you, Yeah, it's made me feel much more open with myself, and I'm much more calm and more relaxed as well, because I enjoy now because I can eat things that I couldn't eat before. I'm chewing peanuts. And I love peanuts and spare ribs and chicken bones and all that. I couldn't have any of that before, and now I can have all that now? Wow. If I had known, I would have done this ages ago. I wouldn't have waited so long, you know what I'm saying? But I get it, you've got to sort of build yourself up to it, I mean, so it's like taking baby steps.
What would you say to someone in a similar position who is terrified of the dentist and they know they want to do this, but they just keep putting it off and off and off? What would you say to convince them, just please go ahead with it?
But I would personally go with them. I would personally bring them here. I would drag them here. I'm joking. I've traveled that road as well before, and I know first steps and there's baby steps you have to take in order to build up that courage. Because it is a lot on your mouth. I mean, remember your brain has to recognize, well, hold on, you've just done something down here. So it's going to take a while as well for it to actually think. These are the things that these guys had actually sat me down and told me. Mariam, she called me on the third day and said to me, okay, you're going to notice certain changes now, you see? And this is what I'm talking about with the aftercare. It's not just about just coming in and getting the job done. These guys are telephoning me like days after and saying, how you feeling, Pauline? How's the mouth? And don't forget, keep doing this with if anything, just keeping your rinsings and painkillers or anything, just cold, use your ice packs and things like that. So it's an aftercare. So I'm saying, once you know you have someone on board, a team on board that's doing all that, then you really don't have anything to worry about. Of course, I know it is a journey. Of course, it's a panicky road because to do with the mouth, it is torturous. It is absolutely very, very painful thing. But once you have a gentle team of members of staff who get you, who get where you're coming from, they hear your cry, they hear your pain, but they're with you every step of the way, and that's all you would need in order for you to pull through and make that journey. And that's the kind of advice I would give someone who's a wreck like myself. If I can do it, then so can you, because I'm terrified. You know what I'm saying? I mean, even a needle, don't even give me an injection. I'm terrified of that. And then when they were putting injections in my mouth to do this stuff, the way they were doing it so gentle, I didn't even notice Mariam already did it. Because she's humming to the songs, because they're playing Bob Marley and she's humming to it, so that alone was relaxing, you know what I'm saying? So I'm just drifting off with that. When I recovered now, I said, well, I did feel it, She goes, you didn't feel all of it though, because you was under anesthetic. Of course, it wasn't the full, but she goes, you didn't feel all of it. I said, really? Is it worse than that? It can be. I said, why are you telling me stories like that? I said, now you tell me after you've done it already. It wasn't like a family thing. It wasn't like another day at the dentist at all after, you know what I'm saying? Especially me going down the recovery room, you know what I mean, laying down in the dark, and everyone kept coming in and see if I'm okay, getting my ice creams brought in. I had first class service, my dear. You know what I'm saying? Oh yeah. I would convince them that way. Well, listen, if I can do it, so can you. I've got a lot to thank them for, because I was going through some torturous pain. Daily in, daily out. You know what I mean? And that's not a nice thing. All my family said, wow. I said, yeah.